Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Have you ever been at the grocery store and thought, along with my eggs and milk, I want some ammunition? Yeah, me neither. Um, but it's happening. Dallas-based company American Rounds is set to expand their business of kiosks that sell ammunition at unlimited amounts, only limited to buy what the machine can hold. And I think it's going to make things worse. But let me read you part of an article from Channel 8 News, WFAA out of Dallas. Dallas-based American Rounds said their machines use an identification scanner and facial recognition software to verify the purchaser's age and are as quick and easy to use as a computer tablet. But advocates worry that selling the bullets out of a vending machine will lead to more shootings in the U.S., where gun violence killed 33 people, at least, on Independence Day alone. Now, if you ask me, this is just going to create problems. Not only is it going to create problems for, patrons of stores where people will just walk in at the front door and see a kiosk for bullets and load themselves up and slaughter the store, right? But it's going to create a problem for law enforcement too. Now, I know the argument, bad people are going to find ways to do bad things. I completely understand that and I agree. But should we make it easier for them? Just let's play out a little scenario here. Person walks into said grocery store, finds the kiosk, buys all the ammunition they possibly can with whatever income or whatever finances they have that day, buys out the whole machine. Then they start shooting. And then law enforcement, of course, responds. Unless you're the Uvalde Police Department. What happens then? When they have all these bullets, how's law enforcement supposed to act? How's law enforcement supposed to be able to get in there to save people? How is law enforcement going to be able to take out the shooter if he has so much ammunition that he can just sit there and shoot for hours? Now, could he go to a sporting goods store? Sure. But it would take time, right? He'd go back to the hunting section of a Walmart, get ammunition. Maybe you can even buy it online, but that would take time, right? That would take time. And sometimes, for people that are having bad thoughts, time can stop them from doing what they're doing. Now, I know we can't stop every act of violence in this world. I know that. And I understand that bad people will find ways to do bad things. But at the same time, we should not make it easier for them to do so. Now, American Rounds has kiosks apparently opened, one in Texas, 4 in Oklahoma, and a few in Alabama. They're looking to expand one more in Texas and another one in Colorado. But I do find it interesting that a Texas-based business only has one of these vending machines in their home state. It's almost like they're worried about the repercussions of this. And they don't want it to blow back necessarily in their community. But really, do you think this is a good idea? Just imagine that somebody does something terrible and they're running from the police and they come across a vending machine with ammo perfect for their gun and they buy all the ammo. What are they going to do? They're going to start shooting the cops. They're going to be shooting, they'll start shooting everybody. All law enforcement, firefighters, and EMTs, things like that. Because they're going to have all this firepower. Now, I understand they could buy this stuff slowly and build up a bunch of stuff. And those people are out there and they exist. There are terrible people in this world that want to do terrible things. But like I said, should we make it easy for them? No, I don't think we should. But this is America. This is what we do. We find a problem and we find a way to make it worse. We have a scourge of gun violence in this country. No matter what you want to say the problem is, it's a problem, and we shouldn't make it easier for them to access weapons. I'm not going to sit here and say we should be taking weapons away from people that don't pose a threat to anybody else. Most people I know that own guns would never hurt another person unless their life was at risk. And that's okay. I understand that most people are like that. But should we not take a little more precautions in how we allow people to access weapons and ammunition for those weapons? I mean, what else am I supposed to do but be even more concerned? I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. This isn't the America I grew up in. The America I grew up in, people were more responsible with their firearms. They didn't mind having to wait a little bit to get their firearms. But America used to solve problems, not create them. We used to come together and coalesce around the same idea of bettering this country. Bettering it for everybody. That's the America I grew up in the 90s. Yeah, did we have shootings in the 90s? Yeah. Especially by the time Columbine happened, but shootings were happening. But we didn't make it easier for them. That didn't start until the NRA basically got taken over by a bunch of radicals. People don't realize how many liberals used to be a part of the NRA. Because sure, it was a gun rights group, but it was a gun advocacy group that was about teaching people how to use firearms and be responsible about firearms and responsible for firearm ownership. Even Michael Moore, uber liberal Michael Moore, used to be a card-carrying member of the NRA until they went radical and decided everybody deserves to own a gun, even if they're known to be violent, even if they're criminals, that everybody should be able to have a firearm. This is just an extension of that. But I don't guess there's anything we can do to stop these kind of things. I don't know. Congress isn't going to act. The states that they're being built in aren't going to stop them. So anyhow, thank you for watching. I'll see you down the road.